Hi, I'm some random dude from Bulgaria playing on exploiting some random thing George R. R. Martin said. Yeah, so basically, George R. R. Martin doesn't really get why people are mad about the whole everything Hollywood and everything pop culture media right now. I mean, I get that he's an old guy with a 1980s computer writing stuff, typing stuff, like typing in multiple books in one. It's basically an entire book series. Every time he writes another book is the equivalent of an entire book series, a modern book series, not an old school book series that was yeah, like books were like this thin back then. Now they're like this big. And I get that he's surrounded by Hollywood people who probably tell him nonsense about critics and whatever, but I think even someone this old probably should realize how fantastically over the top ridiculous it's become. I mean, the late 20 teens will forever be known as a time wherein a combination between progressive purists, puritanical progressive, uh, left wing progressives combined with people who seem to have bipolar disorder, combined with the iLibertine media, as in the iLibertine, Allegra Coleman, people who pretend they've watched To the Bone and make reviews on that type of media, going crazy and inventing scandals everywhere, as well as just blatantly gaslighting like bad actors who like pretend like they had to move out of their home even though we can see Brianna Wu. We can see it's the same exact wall you've always been using. The exact fucking watermark is on the wall. You haven't moved from home. You're like that Vice. I think it was Vice. There was like some story where it was like celebrities getting robbed or influencers getting robbed, and one of the influencer chicks said, "Well, now I post things like I delay my post or whatever," and she was at a party, and the chick interviewing her like left the party, and like right outside the party she looked up her social media and she was still posting even though she got robbed. She was posting right at that moment and didn't like put in any sort of delay whatsoever. Like, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. I mean, that and Hollywood nepotism. It's basically political nepotism and brownie point. It's highly inept people pretending like just giving people who sound like they would be very popular in the mid 2000s or the late 2000s on YouTube without actually understanding that culture whatsoever, like ridiculous money and IP. And also at the same time, like like label adoption, like just taking the label of a property and applying it to a new thing that's either already been built or is a s made up of parts like writers, creatives that have absolutely nothing to do with the source materials type of storytelling whatsoever. Like the complete abandonment of brand identity in favor of a new brand identity, which is highly incompetent left wing Puritanism. That's pretty definitively what type of era we're living in. And it's very, very, very clear to a cartoonish degree to most people. I mean, like, think about, like, we all know about the Woman King. We all know about the Woman King. We all know about redhead replacement. We all know that all the redheads are getting replaced by black people. Sooner or later, we're gonna have some idiot replace Clary from Shadowhunters with a black chick in a reboot, and I I think it'd be really funny when that happens, but also really, really fucking sad because, and people are like, I saw a reviewer. I think Sarah Z. I saw Sarah Z. This is a person with 500,000 subscribers. Point to the Little Mermaid and be like, oh, but there's like triple the number of comments and they're all like pointing out things. And so I think that's racist. And it's like, bitch, please. Like, you've been around the last decade, you've been on YouTube the last whatever many years. You mean to tell me you don't think that maybe the context of the Woman King and redhead replacement like are a little bit important to your video? I don't, no nuance, nothing, just, and I think she like tried to invent a term at the same time. Yeah, I mean, it's undeniable. We You've probably heard about the Woman King, but have you also heard about Race? Race is a movie about that black guy who won the Nazi Olympics. Now, the only thing they changed about his story was Hitler actually shook his hand when he won the Nazi Olympics. It just wasn't on camera for some reason, on accident. But also, all the white people around him, all the white people, all of their stories were fucked. Were just fucking bent for contemporary like politics. It was like Braveheart, but minus the fun. All the white people, they actually shifted the timing of Kristallnacht and didn't show the Nazis, the swastikas on the during the run. They just invented this bizarre narrative that has absolutely nothing to do with history because pretty blatantly because Trump. People don't want to admit that gay Batman was wrong, that all the Hollywood money went not to various left wing politicians around the US, various Democratic politicians around the US. This is a 2016 thing. If you don't know, you don't know. That the Hollywood's money was not spent on the entirety of the Democratic Party, but on Hillary Clinton. People don't want to admit that Hillary Clinton recycled the racist Obama bro like meme. to fuck with Bernie Sanders based on, and I kid you not, a Republican and a woman on Twitter. That's the origin of the modern Bernie Bro myth. Someone exploited some conversation about between with a Republican and a woman to push the idea of Bernie Bros. There was literally this thing where she was like, "Where were you when some bill, blah, 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 women's issues?" And they showed him literally behind her. Literally behind her. Where were you during this, blah, 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 women's. Literally behind her. It's like they just didn't. It was ridiculous. You know what else is ridiculous? The entire cast of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. getting displaced by a blonde white lady, echoing Hillary Clinton's haircut 2 years after she got in trouble for telling people they had no say in like how a movie should be reviewed, and it's like it was the most transparent fake thing ever. And she was like, diversity, and then she like displaced a gay Latin American superhero who melts bullets, younger, hotter Nick Fury. No offense to Nick Fury, but he ain't that young anymore. Yeah, Mac probably got more than gets more. What a Latin American superhero, a mixed race superhero, and literally Mulan. It's a it's a dumb era. Goodbye to the dumb era of the late teens.